In today's lesson, we will focus on three main parts. 1. What is a news story? 2. What should a good news story contain? And 3. We will give you an example to highlight what a well-written news story looks like. News can be defined as information that people don't already know and will find interesting. It must have some main ingredients. It has to be new. It has to be interesting. It has to be about something people can understand and relate to. News can cover many different topics. For example, Hivisasa.com is interesting in local news that covers lots of topics such as sports, politics, business, entertainment, crime, events, education, environment, agriculture, and transport. Local news looks at events from a particular area. For example, a community like Kibera or a county like Nakuru. These are stories that are particularly interesting to people in that area and most likely not particularly interesting to people not from that area. A good news story is simply a story that people will find interesting. To know this, you first have to think about what stories people like to read. Stories out of the ordinary, unexpected or funny stories. Stories about conflict. Stories that impact people or are about people we know. You need to ask yourself, so what? Why is the story important? During the writing process, it is also good to ask the question, why would people care about my story? There are 4 main newsworthy elements that can increase how interesting a story will be to its reader. Timeliness. Write a news story that is fresh and is about a current event. Proximity. Write about news happening around you, in your community and/or county. Prominence. The story can be about an interesting event in the county or about someone important in the community, such as a government official, teacher, politician, or even a police officer. Clarity. The story should be written in easy-to-read English or Kiswahili. The words used should be easy to understand. What are the main things a good news story should have? A good place to start is answering 6 key questions. Who said what or who did what? What happened? Why did it happen? Where did it happen? When did it happen? And how did it happen? Always remember the 5 W's and H. Extra detail can be added as shown in this diagram. Don't forget, when writing a story, always try your best to show all sides of the story. Try to have more than one source of information that covers more than one point of view. Only one side of a story is not the whole story. It's important not to show too much of your own opinion in a story. Readers will want to form their own opinion. Let's look at an example of a news story to show what makes this one worth reading. Now that you have learned all about what news is and what a good news story should include, find stories of your own to write about your county and submit as many as you can. Don't forget to attach a photo with every story you submit.